This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
You're listening to Talking Heads with Naughty and Mary Jane. Only on Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM.
Talking Heads with Naughty is brought to you by Burger King, Duty Free Caribbean, Easy Car Sales, Fine Threads, First Caribbean Bank, John's Department Store, Kelly's Home Center, KFC, Muffler World, Naughty Johnny's, NRG Nutrition, Prince Masters, Royal Caribbean Cruises Limited, and Tropical Gyros.
One jump around and sing songs by ancient modern things. Some of the greatest stories ever told was on a Rick and Scrapey. No sound was told.
You've got it locked and loaded to the Wednesday, December 3rd edition of Talking Heads. Your boy Naughty and your company right up until 6 p.m. along with my better half.
Hello. Hi.
Mary Jane.
Hey.
I ain't singing today. MJ, what's good?
I am good. How are you?
I am all good.
See you rocking the visor today.
Yes, well, this is a tribute.
Oh.
And I have to say, this is a tribute to the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, Brian Schottenheimer. This is a shoddy visor.
He wears visors all the time?
And he wears them upside down and backward, too. So when you see me rocking it like that.
Yeah, that's weird.
It's homage to Shoddy, all right?
All right, I got you.
And he has a great podcast, it's called Talking Shoddy.
Oh.
Yeah, man, it's funny. But nonetheless, that's why I'm rocking the visor today. But we got lots to talk about today. Lots to talk about. And obviously, we want you to chime in. We need to hear from our talking heads. We want to know how you feel about all these topics we're going to discuss. And if you want to be part of the conversation, here's how.
Here's how you can become a talking head. Brought to you by BTC.
Text lines powered by BTC. 422-GR96. That's 422-4796. Phone lines open in New Providence. 323-6232. 325-4259. 325-4316. Toll free and anyone in the family on is 242-300-5720. 242-300-5720. Stream us live. Take us wherever you want to go. GuardianTalkRadio.com. That's GuardianTalkRadio.com. Cable channel 969, BTC Flow channel 612. That's how you get it in. That's how you get it on for fresh news, smart talk all day. Right here on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Well, we got lots to talk about. And obviously, part of that conversation are the headlines.
It's time for Headliners. Everything that's making headlines in the 242. Brought to you by the Fine Threads.
And here's what's blazing up the pages of the Nassau Guardian News and Views that matter since 1844. All brought to you, of course, by Fine Threads. Don't forget, they got the 12 days of Christmas coming up, and we will be breaking them down for you. All right, getting you close to Christmas and getting you hooked up with Fine Threads at both locations, Top of the Hill, Mackey Street, and the Southwest Shopping Plaza location. And don't forget, both those locations available for you Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Big headline in The Guardian. F&M fires back on no-bid contract. Sands says explanation on AC contract raises troubling questions. Monroe downplays voters' register concerns. Dad gets 4 years for indecent assault. Incident happened in 2012 when his daughter was 12.
Oh.
Haitian man accused of marriage fraud.
Accused of what, sorry?
Marriage fraud.
Okay.
And let me just go into the little details here. A Haitian man has been accused of trying to get immigration status through marriage fraud. Ernso St. Ville, 25, of Chippingham, faced charges of committing a fraudulent marriage, making a false declaration, fraud by false pretenses, possession of false documents, and uttering false documents at his arraignment before Magistrate Kendra Kelly Burrows in Nassau on Tuesday. He pled not guilty to the charges with the assistance of a Creole interpreter.
So he got married, or?
He got married, obviously, in 2019.
Oh, I mean, fraudulently,
Fraudulently, right? And he had under false pretenses, and he's accused of making false declarations and possession of false documents and uttering false documents at his arraignment. All right? So
he's 25 now, so he'd have been 19 when this happened?
More or less.
That marriage fraud at 19?
Now, obviously, you wanted to get it. Obviously, prosecutors alleged that St. Ville entered into the sham marriage on May 8th, 2019 to get a spousal permit.
Yeah.
And then out of the business section, roll CPC ready to tackle Christmas season consumer complaints.
Yeah. And also, I just want to send a shout out to the crew over there at the container port. So I got to make sure, I have to make sure, shout you guys out. So I hope you're having a great day. And thank you for always listening. And I guess I got to shout out the crew down there at BPL. From my understanding, the lights, they're in the process of turning the lights on Milo Butler Highway, which we spoke about yesterday. So thank goodness they're doing that.
Yeah, I'm saying, I'm like, when you told me, I was like, the first thing I said.
Thank goodness, because we talked about this yesterday.
I said, no, first I said the power of talking heads, because I know everybody's be listening. And shout out to all of y'all who's be listening, especially y'all government officials, because y'all know how we carry on. We'll make sure, we call you out till you get it right.
Just thank you for doing it.
Thank you for doing it, man. Shout out to BPL, the Pike workers, the Pike trucks who are out there today. People sent me pictures, and just how I mash y'all up for when y'all do fool, I'm going to give you your props right now. For extending the service, extending the time, and going overtime to make sure our lights are on that highway, because we've lost some young people on that Tanique Williams-Darling Highway as well as Milo Butler Highway. So all those lights need to be replaced, and by setting it off and doing the excellent job that you guys have done so far, I know the rest are going to get done and completed to a very high standard. So props to all of y'all out there working hard. And shout out to Mackie and the crew at BPL as well, too, man.
Yes. And what else is happening? Oh, I understand that the payment that the Brooklyn Bridge barge owners is going to have to pay is $20,000 for restoration of the damaged reef. Honestly, I thought it would be much more than that.
Whoever dealing out the fines, y'all need to go get an abacus or whatever, and y'all running out of fingers and toes. 20 grand? I know they probably were going to counter, the owners of the ship were going to counter, well, you had acts of piracy and looting.
Yeah,
but nonetheless, you need to roll in with a fine like that to the damage of that reef. At least that $100,000 starting, at least.
It does seem a bit low. I don't know what exactly. I mean, I don't know what damage was done, but, hopefully that's sufficient to go ahead and start repairing the reef. It's going to take some time, but yeah, needs to be done. Also, the Davis administration today in Parliament. I was listening, I was specifically listening to hear them debate the Smuggling Migrant Bill 2025, but they did bring forth a resolution to borrow $201 million for the new hospital, so that's happening.
Well, I think they move the conversation to next week pertaining to the smugglers bill?
Smuggling migrants bill. Yes. So that's going to happen, I think, next week. Maybe it happens, maybe it doesn't. Who knows? We'll get an update on that. But for sure, it looks like we borrowed $201 million for the new hospital on Paul Track. So, yeah, that's definitely happening.
Now, let me just tell you, much to the chagrin of residents, locals, and I think the court of public opinion said we should have done something different in regards to that project. I'm going to let you know, Minister of Health, as long as you're in that position, Mr. Shaky Darver, I could be on you like white on rice. If I got one more overflow, one more flood, if I hear friends and neighbors in the Fort Charlotte community and in the Saunders Beach area and the Western Grove complain, I could be on you. Because you know what? It is ill-advised, all right? Not to mention the environment that's going to be affected, the wildlife.
The location of it is problematic.
It is low-lying to begin with.
Yeah.
You don't know anything. You have no concept. You're not from that area. All right?
I am concerned about the flooding. I'm concerned about the staffing because we know we're already, short-staffed. So a lot of other things have to fall into place. But so far we know that our government is going ahead and borrowing that money.
We already have Bahamians in sufferation at PMH. Don't lose focus of PMH either, because I can stay on you for that too. All right? You want to have your cake? You can eat PMH too, and you can make sure that come up to standards. And that hospital, if you're going to force the issue and do it, then it needs to be done where it benefits all Bahamians.
Well, it's for women and children primarily, right? And I was kind of like, a lot of people like, well, why is it limited? But when we had Dr. Nicholas Fox,
right,
as our guest on the show, and he kind of explained that the immune systems of pregnant women and children are very vulnerable. So that kind of got me to look at it differently. I'm still not pleased with the location, but I can understand why it's for women and children.
Well, then let me say that moving forward, that facility should prioritize Bahamian women and children. first.
Yeah, well, who else is it going to serve?
There's a lot of strands out there. We could get into that, but that's another show for another day. Let's go to the phone lines. Talking Heads.
Good day, Naughty. Good day, MJ.
Hey,
Good
hi.
afternoon.
I want to commend you guys and your show, Talking Heads. Trust me, without y'all and us saying we had to stay on the radio, I don't think they would have turned them lights back on.
Well, we're very
A
happy.
lot of things that are expressed on this show, like you said, the politicians are listening, and people come with further. You see what I said? They come on the show angry, and all of that. You all allow them to express their feelings, and it gets to the politicians' ears, and they actually do some work. So I want to commend you guys on that.
Thank you so much. We're just
You know-
happy the lights are on.
And you know,
Exactly.
this show is called Talking Heads, so it is a platform for every Bahamian, you know, throughout the whole archipelago to have a platform to express yourself. So just as you give MJ and I our props, which we gladly appreciate, it wouldn't go without you guys either. So you're a big
Our
part of
great
it. You are
listeners.
Talking Heads.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
I brag
and then
all of
some
the biggity
people
in it.
call, some people text, some people stop us on the street and say, "Okay, y'all need to talk about this," and we appreciate all of the feedback.
So like I said, you know, props to you guys who chime in on a regular as well too. And for the first timers, don't be, you know, first timer, one timers. Keep it going. It's all good. Now let me look at some of these texts that we got to get into. And we got to wait. Listen, you said the key word there, MJ, text, and as you said, just boom, 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 boom. All right. Good afternoon, Naughty and MJ. Samana Bala Highway getting light. Tell Mr. Pickstock, don't forget Cowpen Road West by the cemetery.
That's right. Cowpen Road West by the cemetery needs lights.
Listen, I can't believe Golden Eyes. Don't tell me that the work done stop.
No. Mr. Pickstock was well, I don't know if the work stopped, but Mr. Pickstock was actually seated in the house today, and he did make a pledge to continue the work. So just say it again: Cowpen Road by the cemetery, Mr. Pickstock. They need lights.
But he can learn today now on his first day when he said that.
Hey, get it.
Hey, Junior man, come here. You don't understand, go away. I wouldn't done over. You ain't got to worry about that. You need to focus on the election. What you could do right before election, you got to pay more. Already you pay them all now. You ain't got no more to pay before election. And you already know how you reach in there, so calm down. Let's go to the phone lines. Talking Heads.
What's up, my guy?
Well, I'm nobody's guy, but yeah.
Good afternoon.
MJ.
Hi.
Get your man.
All right.
Man.
Hi.
I got to wonder about your Braun fans, and I got to worry.
Hi.
Yeah, MJ, anybody say anything about LeBron? No, right?
No, not at all.
Thanks. Okay,
What's going on, Knowledge? How art thou, my brother?
Hey,
The
no.
show, everything's solid, bro. I compliments to the season. I guess we could say that now. Eh?
Yeah.
All that good stuff.
Yeah, outstanding. But no, man, the show is incredible, and it's good to see the growth in the show. Did you guys catch is he still the press secretary? Is that the name, his official title out of the PM's office this morning on Morning Blend?
Oh, no, that's the Director of Communications, Mr. Latre
the
Raming.
director.
Yes,
Yeah. Did you
Director.
guys catch any of it this morning?
I did catch some of it. I did, yes.
What was your takeaway from that, MJ?
I am going to go into long details.
Can I just
on
give you
everything.
can I give you my take real quick, Knowledge?
Go ahead,
No.
Naughty.
Go ahead, Naughty. What you got?
He, like a lot of other people in politicals, listen to Talking Heads.
No, I think that he addressed some things, but a lot of things he didn't actually address. So we're going to go into all of that. We're going to give our take on the smuggling of migrants bill. We did yesterday, and all of those opinions I have still kind of stand even after hearing Mr. Raming, the concerns that I have with this particular bill. So we're going to go into all of that. Just keep listening, Knowledge.
Please do you all. My thing of it is, like so many other issues, when members of the government, whoever it is of the day, no political party.
Right.
There's this thing where you throw a rock. What do I mean? Them say when you throw a rock, and who scream or yell or
You
whatever.
throw a rock in a pack of dogs, the one which
Yeah.
dropped the highest was the one to get hit.
Yeah,
Hit dog holler, yeah.
Here's what's simple. Here's where they could not be distracted and really focus on the business of the people, right? Implement true freedom of information.
Oh, my gosh.
There's no conspiracy theories.
yes.
There's not weirdness on your intentions,
Yes.
the agendas, all of those things. And then they can actually do the job that we pay them to do.
Transparency. Solve a lot of these problems they're having right now. Transparency would.
What you think about that, MJ?
I agree. I've been calling for it for a while. I think transparency, accountability, being more upfront and open with the Bahamian people will solve half the problems. Some of these conspiracies that I hear have no basis in fact, but guess what? They're there because the government and the communications team leaves a vacuum where people fill in their own information. And then they act surprised when people come with far-fetched scenarios. But yeah, they need to be more open and more transparent.
Right.
And it would save them so much stress. You don't have to respond to anything.
Correct.
Just point to the people and say, "Shut up."
And
but
Bahamians too.
I will carry myself with this. if the sheep, which is how we are viewed, because this 5-year millionaires, I don't know how it happens. Miraculously, members of parliament seem to know the formula. Because if we judge even just appearance, another thing for freedom of information, if you were really disclosing and being transparent about your dealings, when you went in with and you declared $300,000, and then 5 months or 5 years later, you live in a $7 million house. That math ain't quite mathing.
Yeah, the math ain't mathing.
My point is this. Bahamians, the only way it happens is if we take it. No government's going to give it to us. When they see the seriousness, and it happened most recently in Rawson Square with the teachers. The man came out and he addressed them directly.
Yeah.
So party colors aside, unless every Bahamian citizen is going to get a 5-year term and get rich, we need to demand it. Thanks for allowing me to contribute.
Thanks so much.
Hey, good stuff, knowledge as always, man. Let's get to the other calls. Talking Heads.
Hey, no, DMG. Good afternoon.
Hey, what's going on, Jeff?
I'm just going to drop 2 simple words, okay? And then I'm going to leave and let the folks out there away. All we have to do is remember these 2 words. Organized chaos. I gone.
Have a good day, Jeff.
I call it organized confusion, but I read you, Jeff. I get you. Let's get to the other calls. Talking Heads.
It is.
Talking Heads.
Yeah, good day, sir.
Good afternoon.
All right. Something what has bothered me with this country, man. You have judges, former politicians, lawyers, police who know these law, who know how to manipulate any system, and they just sit back and don't say nothing while the country is headed on a downhill. They allowing the prime minister and his cronies to just destroy this great country of ours. And a little while we can be just like Haiti, Cuba, like just the best little country God have ever offered. And we allowing this one man to destroy this good country. The other former prime ministers, they sit back and just allow him to do anything, knowing for a fact that it's wrong to do that. What you think about that, sir?
I think that's a question that you got to ask Ingram, Christie, Davis, and Co.
And another thing, man, you get Bahamians. Like, you can't sit back and let people them just manipulate and destroy the country. We have to stand up and fight for the country. If it wasn't for Mr. Lincoln then, I would have never known that this thing would have happened today. And I listen to your show just about every day.
Hold on, caller. I can't let you go there because there were a lot of other platforms putting it out there.
Hold on.
All right, there were a lot of... You did not... If you drop, let him call back.
Call back, caller.
But yeah,
let's go to the phone line.
There's a lot of other platforms and other media outlets that was pushing that as well too.
But that was his perspective, so I get it.
Yeah.
Talking Heads.
Hey, what's up, man? I'm Jake.
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Naughty, what's going on, man?
What's going on, bro?
You know, that caller was in my head for a bit because I'm sitting back thinking, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, every PLP cabinet minister, they have been absolutely quiet the entire 4 years this prime minister been doing foolishness. I mean, not a single one of them have spoken out on not a single issue. The issue in Grandmama with the airport and hotel, the minister of Grandmama, Kingsley Smith, they have been completely silent. Not one single word about the hotel, about the airport, about nothing in Grandmama.
I heard the prime minister say today that when asked about the update on the Grand Plan,
it's on the move.
In the wrong flipping direction, in a backwards gear.
I just hope the people in the Bahamas listening and just listen to the silence of these PLP ministers who sit in this House of Assembly. Not a single word from not one single person. From the school roof collapse, the Minister of Education, not a single word. The hospital, all these mix-up and all these travesty with going on, people that dying in the back of truck and all these foolishness, not a single word from these MPs.
Yeah.
The Minister of National Security, all this killing, all this foolishness, not a single word. Minister of Immigration, all these things, but rumors, but passport and all this foolishness, not a word. Yeah. I hope the Bahamian people listening, and you all better wake up and remove this government from power before they send us down the river in a canoe, yo.
And I'll be honest with you, I've been saying it since this show started. This administration shows clear signs of being allergic to accountability and transparency. They got allergies to it. They're highly allergic.
They could do better with communication, that is for sure. Thanks so much, caller.
All this bill is just a further pander to the fastly, newly base, which is the Haitian base. That's all this bill is. It's just a pander to them. I see no reason for them to put some kind of clarity for the payment people to understand what's going on in this bill. And furthermore, everything already in this bill is already law. So what you talking about now?
Good stuff as always, caller.
Yes.
Let's get these other calls in. Talking Heads.
Hi.
Good afternoon, Naughty and MJ.
Hi,
Hey, what's going on, Cleaver?
You were able to peruse the bill?
I did. I read it from top to bottom yesterday.
But if you read it from top to bottom, you could have pointed out, or you could have pointed out section 7 and section 35.
I saw that.
That's the dangerous part of the bill.
Yeah.
Very dangerous, because when you're going to bring a bill and you're going to label that section miscellaneous and then give the minister the authority to be responsible for regulation, opening up a cash cow in that particular area. And this bill is supposed to supersede any existing bill.
Yes, that's section 35. It's the prevailing law. It is.
That's a very, 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 very dangerous section. You see, because if it's going to repeal all of the basic, if it's going to supersede all of the existing laws as relates to immigration, basically what is going to happen. And you cannot make the minister more powerful than the Constitution by letting them be responsible for regulation.
Yeah, but you notice that a lot of our acts have that same provision that gives the minister a lot of power. So truly, that's nothing new, but that does happen a lot.
When you're talking, how do you mean it's nothing new?
Let me talk. Let me just talk for a second, because I'm getting a text, Cleaver, about the prevailing law. That's section 35. I just want to pull it up here because you just spoke about it, about how it supersedes, and I just want to read that part just so we're clear on what that says. So go ahead, keep talking. I'm pulling it up.
Yeah.
I got it. Okay, so prevailing law. It says, 1, the provisions of this act shall be in addition to and not in derogation of the provisions of other written law relating to smuggling of migrants. 2, in the event of a conflict or inconsistency between the provisions of this act and those of other written laws, the provisions of this act shall prevail, and the conflicting or inconsistent provisions of the other written laws shall, to the extent of the conflict or inconsistency, be deemed to be superseded. That means that this does supersede other laws and acts. So that is there. Just wanted to confirm.
And when you scroll down further, when you speak about regulations, okay, I mean, you cannot be repeating itself again.
Yes,
and exactly. And see the politicians, MJ, they're not going to debate this bill. They don't debate no bill. See, we need to.
They don't debate anything, Cleaver.
See, but I'm going to tell you why I know. Because the speaker, we had successive speakers over the years who have not been adhering to the law. When you go to Parliament to debate, not give speeches.
Yeah, that's.
And she allowed them to give.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, all of them have allowed these politicians. That's why you see them falling asleep in Parliament. Because if you're going to sit down and listen to a speech all day, you would get sleepy and lose focus. But then when they bring this bill to Parliament, like they bring any other bill, bear in mind now, this is the Christmas season, festive season. So they will be wishing all of their constituents a Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, and talking about whose birthday it is. And then at the end of their time, they will say they support the bill.
Yeah.
But this bill has to be trashed out and debated.
Well, it's good for Bahamians to put their opinions out there. I'm sure the politicos are listening, so it's good for you to put, your ideas and your thoughts out there. It's a good thing.
Fair enough.
Thank you. Thanks so much, Cleaver. And just about that part about the prevailing law. So, for example, if a smuggled person commits illegal entry, the Immigration Act would come into effect and it would say that that is a crime. But Section 11 of this proposed bill grants immunity. And because it's superseding, that means that Section 11 wins and they would not be charged necessarily for illegal entry. That does not mean that they cannot be deported. And from what I've read of the bill, they most certainly will be deported. But I just have questions around Section 11, and I'll get into that shortly.
Let's get these other calls in. Talking Heads.
Hello, good day. First time caller.
Hi, caller.
How are you?
I'm good, but just disturbed because with the way the country is going and the way how, a few callers would call ahead of me, they knocked it on the head with what the members of parliament are saying. They just, sitting there allowing this prime minister to just do what he feels like with us. And one question came to mind. What the Governor General has to do with all of this, with signing these things off, also the Commissioner of Police. So it's just like it's no rule here, and I don't think Louis Georges should even be considered as a senator.
Okay.
I remember with Sinclair Outen, when I was a younger person, they gave Sinclair Outen hell when he was running for some area. So how could Louis, who's not a Bahamian?
I do believe he is a Bahamian, though, right?
I think Louis was born here of Haitian parents.
Haitian parents, yes.
And I know the rumor is, the allegation is, the story is that Mr. Pinnan gave old man Mr. Georges a jitney plate, and the rest is history.
Well, we need to challenge Louis because he's a traitor to the country. So I think we really need to debate on that. The members of parliament really can't let this go through. Only thing what I see, like, just for instance, for an example, when I watch the television, all Joe Biden does when the prime minister says anything is yes, yes. But you need to speak up for country. It's all about country now. We need to save this nation.
Thank you so much.
And don't be a last time now. We want to hear from you again first time.
I'm really
enjoy listening to you all.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
I'm really kind of like sad how like a lot of Bahamians right now seem to be expressing a level of anxiety. So I do want to talk about. We're going to talk about this bill a little bit more because I don't want us to be anxious. I think there are things we can do. I think just speaking out now is an important part of the process.
And I think that the dialogue we have now is very critical and very pertinent moving forward. That's why we don't need any fake news or conspiracy theories or trips down the rabbit holes.
You don't need to be hyperbolic. You don't need to put in things that are not there. You don't need to rile the people up. Education is important, but let's focus. Let's laser focus
and
on what's
country,
happening.
Not on clicks, not on likes, not on popularity contests. This the country that we're dealing with. Let's go to the phone lines. Talking Heads.
We don't hate you. You're just naughty by nature.
Hey, GNN.
Hi, Mary J.
You good?
Okay, y'all got that out of the way. Now I can say, hey, GNN, what's going on, GNN?
I coming up, man. Take your time. I interviewed you today,
You all right?
Naughty.
You good?
Yeah, man. Listen.
Hey.
I like what you and Mary J just, on the last caller, just hit upon. I think it's time we can do. It's very important that we talk about it, Naughty, like you say. Very important that we keep it going. But I think we need to now put aside our differences and enact 24-1, Article 24-1 of the Constitution. We need to come together wherever we need to come together as Bahamians and get it done. Because we've been talking now for 50-something plus years, and what is happening? The conditions are getting worse, and Bahamians just sitting there, ain't doing nothing about it but talk. I think we need to talk the talk, but it's time we walk the walk now. Thanks for taking me, boy.
GNN, but you never know. That might just happen one day. So, we might have to put some nitrous on that wheelchair and really fly you down there. But I expect you to be there.
All right.
All right. Good to see you. Always good to hear from you, bro. All right. Let's get to the text lines real quick. In fact, let's take the break right now. We'll take the break. And out of the break.
Then we'll talk about the sections because I did read the bill from top to bottom. And there are a couple of questions I have. And I hope that the powers that be are listening, not just to me, but to everyone that's been speaking today about certain aspects of this bill that they definitely can improve on.
And the myriad of texts that you've sent in, we're going to get to them right out of the break. We're going to continue this conversation. I'm going to touch on a couple of other things. And as we get to the break, let me make it official. Let me welcome the ambassador to the Bahamas from the United States, handpicked by El Presidente Trump himself.
Ex-Dallas Cowboy.
The man who put the Cowboys back on the map, who made my Cowboys relevant in one of the biggest and best trades in the history of the NFL. Maybe not for him, but for us. and always a fan of his days as a Georgia Bulldog on the gridiron, watching him on Saturdays, and then on in the USFL as well to the NFL, his Olympic career, his track and field career, his toboggan career. Listen, man, Herschel Walker, welcome to the 242.
Welcome to
Looking
the 242.
forward to having you on Talking Heads, and we only can talk sports. We ain't gonna talk weather, and we ain't gonna talk nothing else. So it can be a walk in the park for you. But welcome, Herschel, welcome.
My old mind will tell me how it used to be. How they would get jiggy and ting. To the sound of Rick scream, whoa. Feel like my generation eased up on this thing. Like we ain't grew up on this thing. A part of me still wanna sing.
The holidays are all about traditions, the lights, the laughter, and the food you can't wait to dig into. KFC Deluxe Sandwiches are the favorites that never miss a season. Bite into an extra large, juicy chicken filet with fresh lettuce, tomato, melty cheese, pickles, and creamy mayo, nestled on a buttery brioche bun. Make mealtime extra festive with the Festive Big Box for $15, featuring a KFC Deluxe Sandwich and our new coconut dessert biscuit. Classic flavor, festive feel with KFC's Deluxe Sandwiches. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
John Shoes and Accessories is your one-stop shop for all your footwear needs. You will find what you're looking for among the growing collection of classic and trendy styles with new arrivals every week. John's covers the whole family and has great prices, helpful and friendly customer service. Your experience shopping with us will be time well spent. Shop with us online at www.johnshoes.com. John's also now carries small home appliances. So come on into John's, located on Rosetta Street in Palmdale and Carmichael Road West. John's, we put fashion at your feet.
You try to rest, but roll with the best. For all your printing needs, there ain't no one better, no. For posters and banners, magazines and flyers. For window decals, greeting cards and newsletters. No job too big and there's no job too small. You name it, we can print it. Just give us a call. Let Print Masters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
Craving something bold, fresh, and unforgettable? Tropical Gyros is your flavor-packed escape. A Carib-Greek fusion born right here in Nassau. From juicy grilled salmon, chicken, and pork gyros to loaded bowls, fresh salads, wings, and more. There's something for every craving. Find Tropical Gyros at any of their locations, JFK Plaza, Rosetta Street, Port Lucaya Freeport, or their franchise spots on Prince Charles Drive, Soldier Road West, Delaport, and Carmichael Road. Tropical Gyros, not just good food, it's an experience.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
You're listening to Talking Heads with Naughty and Mary Jane. Only on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM.
Folks that tell us things they used to do. Tell us how they used to groove and think. Through the sounds of Rick and Script. They say our generation lost our roots and think. There's a part of me.
You've got it locked and loaded to the Wednesday, December 3rd edition of Talking Heads. Naughty along with Mary Jane and your company right up until 6 p.m. on this Wednesday edition. And we got lots to talk about. MJ, can I get some of these dozens of texts in?
We got a lot of text
I know
messages.
you got some other points to bring up, and we got some other things to parlay on.
Section 11. That's my section. Everybody have their section that's problematic for them. 11 is problematic for me.
Here we go. Don't forget, guys, only the foreigners gets the break. Don't the guys with the guns? All right, Texas, you all I know you're all excited, but let's get it out. I'm trying to read it, but yeah, it's a little rough, okay? All right, let's get to some of these other ones. Plenty of them want to marry our Bahamian women because they say Bahamian man don't want to make babies. So naughty hold strong to your woman because Brave trying to swing us into... Well, guess what? I straight. MJ ain't leaving me and I leaving MJ, and we have two beautiful sons. Two handsome boys. I mean, smart, but be good.
Y'all really go off now.
Naughty and MJ, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
MJ, can two different nations from the human race with two different languages manage the affairs of one country?
That sounds like some sort of a trick question. I'm not following.
But yeah, I think that they're trying to allude that if two nations, Haitian and Bahamian, could come together to run one country.
Come together? This is the Bahamas. Bahamians run the Bahamas.
Can two different nations from the human race with two different languages manage the affairs of one country?
As it's like one country, you can have persons maybe integrated in, but no, it can't be. I haven't seen that. Now, mind you, you have situations like the UK, right? If you want to go there, but you have the Scottish, you have the Welsh, you have the English, all on one continent with some common goals. But I think I know what you're getting at, and so the short answer is no.
No, yeah. Let's just cut to that chase right there. Let's get to these other ones. Good day, Naughty and MJ. I thought monies were already donated for the new hospital. Also, they need to address the lights on Tanique Williams. Hold on. They've started to address the I can't let you go there. They've started on Tanique Williams Darling Highway, and they've started on Milo Butler. BPL and the Pike trucks are out there, so you have to now let them complete the task at hand because they just started it today.
But they're doing it.
But I will remind them, as you say, Texter, from AF Adderley to the first roundabout is another area they need to check. But
just tell us these addresses. We'll put it out there.
It's going to be completely handled. They started today. So I have to commend them just as much as I mash them down when they do fool. I got to commend them when they do well. They're out there. They're in full force. They even got some of the white boys from Pike out there working. So definitely, the light's trying to get fixed right away. All right? So, yeah, we'll keep an eye on it still. But
and the first part?
The monies were donated for the new hospital.
Right, so there was never donated. That's a loan. We're borrowing money for that. We get a low interest rate, apparently, but no, there's no donated. We're paying for that. Or our grandkids are paying for that.
Bro, all right, so I guess this must be a neighbor from the West. Let's get together, all of us from Fort Charlotte to the White Grove. If another flooding happens like last month happened again, seeing this hospital going up, we all need to show up so this bloody government knows. And P.S., thanks for yesterday for putting Dave in his place.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
We have a caller on the line. Talking Heads.
Hey, MJ and Naughty. How are you guys?
Hey,
what's going on, Nico?
Good show. I just wanted to, I'm really happy about all our Bahamian people chiming in on the Smuggling of Migrants Act. Now, I just wanted to give a background on these things. What happens is that an act is drafted by the Attorney General's office, and then it's disseminated to the Bar Association, lawyers, and then the public at large. And by virtue of so many people that are concerned about it. Now, I've gone through it in a cursory manner, and there are a number of ambiguities. There are a number of things that have been messed out. And this is why it is in a bill form. And then when the Bar Association attorneys and the like, they give their input as to suggested changes, those things are usually absorbed and hashed out with the government. Now, this doesn't preclude laymen, which is the everyday person, that are not lawyers, from actually putting their 2 cents in and making the suggested amendments, drop them off to the AG's office, email them to the AG's office. Everyone, I'm listening to everyone, and I'm very happy of the astute injection by our common, non-lawyers. So, by all means, everyone just go out there and put it together in a recognizable, legible form, and just put it into the AG's office and have your say.
Good stuff, Nico. Great advice there. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much,
Good to hear
Nico.
from you.
Yeah.
Anytime, guys.
All right, let me chime in on this text. Let me adjust my hat. I'm going to have some fun with this text, okay, MJ? So if you can be a little facetious right back. Naughty, don't you agree that Bahamians used Haitians for years for cheap labor? Yeah, you can look at a lot of Bahamians involved from a lot of political divides, and you trace it way back from whence it started. Yeah, the cheap labor was an issue, but those said Haitians also used that opportunity for a better way of life. Naughty, they gave my daddy water in a dirty Peaches can.
What?
Well, if your daddy was working and
What?
making money, he could have
What?
bought a plastic cup. They called my daddy Haitian and paid him what they felt like. Well, obviously they pay a lot of people what they felt like, Bahamians too. Them days are over, Naughty. The
We do have
Bahamas is
minimum
getting
wage.
its just reward for taking advantage of Haitians for decades. Now hold on, brother or sister, whoever texting this. Haitians have also used that to take advantage of this country for decades. Now, I will tell you this. If you are a Bahamian of Haitian descent and you applied at 18 and this country, regardless of the administration, has given you the runaround for your status, they need to get you straight. You deserve that. However, there are also some Bahamians that will stand firm for this country and stand up for our Bahamas, all right? And we will not allow for foreign nationals to take advantage of our country either. So I don't know who you're trying to spook with that kind of text, but that ain't the right kind of way to go. There are plenty Bahamians that will stand up and draw their line in the sand over this kind of issue.
It's amazing that this has been Haitian-centered, but we know why, because they're the vast majority of persons that are smuggled into the country. So I think that's why it's Haitian-centric. But the bill itself applies to every nationality. It applies to everyone. And it's sad that it has gotten the kind of attention that it has. I've heard some of the things, particularly from Mr. Bain and the way that he has interpreted this bill. I heard some of his comments downtown today, and I have to say that some of the things he said were outright not true. He said, you're making it illegal to send persons back. That is not true. He said, you're now legalizing illegal immigration. That is not true. But I think the point, perhaps, maybe not, because he knows what he's saying. One of the things that we do need to be concerned about with this bill, though, is that smuggling, with this bill, if it becomes law, it becomes the most legally protected way to enter the Bahamas illegally. And I know that sounds similar to what he said, but it's different from what he said. I'm saying that it becomes the most legally protected way to enter the Bahamas illegally. And that's a distinction with a difference, particularly section 11. That's the one that I have a bit of issues with. So I'm hoping that our lawmakers are listening to not just me, but to all Bahamians in their concerns. Section 11 says, the title is Immunity from Prosecution of Smuggled Migrants, without prejudice to the applicability of other laws establishing criminal offense. So that's a typo. You guys need to fix that. A smuggled migrant shall not be liable to criminal prosecution under this act in respect of A, illegal entry into the receiving country or transit country, B, remaining illegally in the receiving country or the transit country, or C, possessing a fraudulent travel or identity document where such act is a direct consequence of the smuggling of the migrant alleged to have been committed or found to have been committed by a court, and the migrant is a victim of that criminal conduct prohibited under this part. In my estimation, that section there gives blanket immunity to smuggled migrants. Now, I think one of the things that may have gotten lost in the conversation is the fact that we're treating smuggled migrants exactly as the language in this is what I would expect for trafficked persons. As far as children are concerned, I agree with this wholeheartedly. Children, anyone under 18, automatic immunity. That's just the right thing to do. And I think Bahamians are very humane. We understand the stakes. We understand, some of the difficulties that these persons face. But as far as children are concerned, automatic immunity, I agree with that. But the part about blanket immunity for persons that are smuggled, I think that is the wrong approach to this. I think you're treating smuggled persons as trafficked persons. You're taking away the agency of adults. There are many adults that are very participatory in their smuggling. They seek out smugglers. They pay smugglers. And then if you have this kind of blanket immunity, which supersedes our immigration laws, what it means that if a person enters this country illegally, right, illegal entry, you cannot prosecute them. And the reason why prosecution or the ability to prosecute in certain cases is important is because that way you can deter repeat offenders. Under this act, a person could be smuggled in, immunity, deported back home, smuggled in again, immunity, deported back, and the cycle continues. I understand that the government says that they're offering this immunity in order to help facilitate persons volunteering to give them information about the trafficking networks. But I think this actually does the opposite. I think this de-incentivizes them from saying who it is that, because if I know that the worst consequence I'm going to face as a repeat offender is that I'll be deported back, why am I giving up my network?
I
that
can go home and try it
is
again.
going to bring me right back to the Bahamas again until eventually I'm successful. So I really need them to look at that provision in this bill, because I think we're doing the wrong thing. You remember the story about unintended consequences? It's a famous story. It was about this situation where it was in Vietnam. The French were in charge, so Vietnam was a colony of France at that point. They had this problem with...
I forgot that.
They had this problem...
French were everywhere.
The French were everywhere. They had this problem with rats, right? So the French...
Like PMH got a problem with rats?
They had a problem with rats. And, the bubonic plague was... this is about, 1902? The bubonic plague was a problem, and so
it was
rats...
bubonicking.
Yes, with rats, that makes it even worse, right? So they decided, okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to pay everyone to bring us, dead rats, because we need people to kill the rats. Then they realized, okay, we don't want all these dead rat bodies. Okay, kill the rats, just bring us the tails, we'll pay you. So people started killing the rats and giving them the tails and bringing the tails and getting payment for the tails.
Right.
Then eventually the people figured out, hey, if we kill all the rats, then we ain't gonna have no more tails to go get the money. So let's just
breed rats.
Let's take the tails off the rats, and we'll let the rats go so that they can breed more, and then we'll have more tails to take later on to get more money. Well, you can imagine what eventually happened, right? Unintended consequences. You ended up with a worse problem with rats because you incentivized them to kind of have more rats. And I think this is the problem with this bill. You're kind of incentivizing people to use the smuggling route, because the worst thing that they're going to face, even the repeat offenders, is that they get deported back. Section 11 needs to be amended.
Great points. Let's get to these calls. Talking Heads.
Hey, MJ and Naughty.
Hey, Jeff.
I'll call back again. Let me just put this narrative out there. I just love the way that Nico stated his case. In fact, I listened to him. I've seen him in Life with Keith. Never met him personally. Wanted to walk over to shake his hand, but that's going to come one day, hopefully soon. But let me say this much. People love to discount what Lincoln Baines says, and maybe, yes, he may do things deliberately to create narratives for people to talk. But we have many politicians who does that. Fred Mitchell does it, the Prime Minister does it, Dowell does it, and we could call the names of these people. I believe that these are just other things that need to be discussed in the narratives that you may not agree or disagree with. But these are talking points.
I hear you, Jeff. I hear you. I love your contributions. But when you stand in the middle of the square and you say, quote, you're making it illegal to send persons back, end quote, that is factually, that is on the face of it incorrect. That is wrong. That's not a talking point. That is a flat-out mistruth. That is not what this bill does, and he's a very smart man. He knows that's not what it does.
Well, like I said previously, it is a point where it creates the conversation, and some people are just like that. They will say things to create conversations to get people to talk. And the sad reality of this is, and I'll close on this point.
Sure.
The sad reality of this is you have persons actually thinking that way. And you cannot dismiss them because the government has not given any clear, anything really clear on why people should not be thinking the way how they are, because transparency and accountability is out the window. You cannot blame these people for thinking these things.
No, I get it, Jeff. The communication is terrible.
Exactly what it is. Then
sure.
We wouldn't have these things to deal with. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, thank you, Jeff.
Good stuff, Jeff. Good points as always.
I agree with the point that there's a lack of transparency, and I agree that there are a lot of narratives. This bill has major problems. This has things we need to fix.
Issues.
But we don't need to add to the narrative with false narratives. We don't need to do that. And I could get that from everyday people off the street because people are busy, people trying to live life. Not everyone has time to go through this bill line by line. But when you're the leader of a political party, you have the responsibility. You have the onus to be very truthful with the people. So the the problems in this bill are sufficient. You don't have to create to it, be hyperbolic, or add things in it that's not there and make people anxious. I don't like to see my Bahamian people like this.
No.
I don't like to see us upset over stuff that we could solve with just our voices, or maybe we need to go down to Parliament. Maybe that needs to happen if they push forward with this bill in this form. But let's not add to the anxiety just to get clicks or just to get some political clout.
That's why we're in the problems we're in today. Let's go to the phone lines. Talking Heads.
Hey, pleasant good afternoon.
Hi.
Mary Jane.
Hey.
I hope you're doing well. Mary.
Okay, thank you.
Listen, keep your pressure down, okay?
It's good. I like to go back and forth, up and down.
Don't let people cause your pressure.
No, it's good. Okay. It's good. I get pressure thinking that Bahamians are under pressure. Like, that upsets me, you know?
Yeah. My question is, who drafted this bill?
I would love to know. I would think it came out of the AG's office.
Yeah, I was just going to say, you got it.
I would think that's where it came from.
First way to look at it is Mr. Pinder and AG's office.
Honestly believe that somebody out of the Attorney General's office and the Attorney General didn't look over this bill, or nobody perused this bill before it entered the public domain?
I'm sure they did.
Several years ago, there was something that was going on, and I had called the Dwight, and then Latre called and said, "Oh, we have a shortage of people with the ability to draft bills." So this may be a clear example of that.
All them consultants we pay for, and we can't find one to consult to draft the bill properly?
Very interesting.
Yes, he said there's a shortage of people.
So we need more drafters.
Obviously, this bill.
It needs some work.
Speaking of draft, sound like we need to draft a new government. That's what we need to do.
It needs some work for sure.
Because this, I haven't read it, but based on what you have opined, this is totally flawed, because they need to separate illegal migrants from people who are being
trafficked. Absolutely.
This just mix up, and whoever, they need to send this back to the draft room,
right,
and bring out a new bill before they even present this to the public, man.
Good stuff, man.
Thank you
Good
so
to hear
much.
from you. Gotta get to these
because
other
a
calls.
traffic person is one thing, but a smuggled migrant may or may not necessarily be due that immunity. How can you just give blanket immunity? It should be conditional immunity. You help us infiltrate the network, right? You help us understand who the smugglers are. You do not destroy your documentation, because that slows down the process and keeps you in the country longer. Don't do any of those things. And then, yes, we can offer you immunity. Right now, blanket immunity without even assisting us with understanding these networks, what is the point of that? What sense does that make? That's nonsensical.
All right, let's get this one call in, and you other callers, I need you to hold tight till after the news, or call us back after the news. Text us, I will get to each and every one of your texts right after the news in the 5 o'clock hour. Let's get to this call. Talking Heads.
Appreciate you. This girl is on fire.
Well, you should put yourself out then, caller. Are you still burning, or you need somebody to roll? Stop, drop, and roll, dead roll.
Fire?
Thank God I've got fire extinguishers in the form of children.
Okay.
Oh, yes, they'll put it out quick.
Yeah, but you go in the hospital and some don't show up, but you need to have plenty of them. And I understand why these people who migrate here do that, because you need someone to show up. And when you have a prime minister showing up, you're really winning big. So the bill may be in response to, just to pacify the northern and northeastern colonial masters, eh?
I mean, it solves some problems. It solves some problems with higher fines and higher penalties for smugglers, which I think is the right thing to do.
But they're gonna never apply those fines. The reason why is they had the little drug thing for the little gang boys. Have you ever heard of any gang that was taken before the courts when there's probably two gangs that I know of, some green and some
not yet. I haven't heard any gang cases yet. Not yet.
It's in response. You notice your boy just came back from his master in London.
That's our head of state.
No, miss. I'm Ethiopian. I trying to get someone from Ethiopia to come here now.
We blocking that.
Yeah,
for
sure. so block that.
So you from Ethiopia? You're a Selassie?
No, I'm not from. I'm Ethiopian.
Oh,
okay.
I got you.
Naughty, be careful.
All right.
All I'm simply saying is the Ethiopian Bible precedes the one that was given by these But anyways, don't let's go there.
Yeah, you're going off.
Let me let these other callers in.
Have a
Good
good
stuff.
day. Have a good day. Thank you.
Let's get this last one in. Talking Heads.
Naughty, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Quickly, Naughty.
Huh?
Just very quickly. You know, I just want to tell Jeff, that isn't how you do things. With Lincoln creating hysteria by misleading the general populace, I guess for them to come out there to get numbers. That ain't how you do it. Jeff, what you do, you read the bill, like we are doing.
Yep.
You peruse it, and you make legitimate and honest critique of the bill. That was very.
Yeah, I think that's the way to go. Honestly, I think that's the way to go.
But I'm very surprised, Jeff. You know, you and I are basically in this thing together, but you don't allow Lincoln, to disrespect your intellectual capacity by spreading mistruth and hysteria. See, we all have concerns about the bill, but the way I differ is that we have it for different reasons, but in respect to the COI. Lincoln is trying to gain votes. I'm trying to save the country. That's totally different.
Good stuff. Yeah, Trevor, good points as always. And we'll pick up the conversation on the flip side of the break as the Wednesday, December 3rd edition of Talking Heads continues right after this.
Old folks should tell us things they used to do. Tell us how they used to groove and think. Through the sound of Rick and script. They say our generation lost our roots and think. There's a part of me that wants to sing.
Naughty Johnny's restaurant can only be described as the experience you want to recreate again and again and again. Their motto is simple food done well. You're welcome into their home at Naughty Johnny's, where you can dine on crack conch fritters, and other Bahamian favorites. There's also an international flair that's guaranteed to offer something for everyone. Enjoy a good meal and listen to a live band on their patio Friday and Saturday nights, or brunch on Saturday and Sunday, only at Naughty Johnny's restaurant in the Old Town Plaza, Old Fort. They're open 11 a.m. till 10 p.m. Monday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. Friday, 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. on Saturday, and 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. on Sunday. Naughty Johnny's, well worth the trip.
Refined style with elegant taste, then fine threads is your place. If you want those slacks hemmed or just taking the waist, then fine threads is your place. If you want to look suave and debonair everywhere you go, like you're supposed to be in a video, want to step out and look great, then fine threads is your place. Refined style with elegant taste, then fine threads is your place. Is your place. Is your place.
What's on your wish list this year? A family staycation.
A shopping spree.
Surprise me.
'Tis the season of surprises. You could win a tech bundle, family staycation, US $1,000 cashback, or US $500 Amazon voucher. Simply use your CIBC Caribbean Visa credit card or Visa debit card for a minimum spend of US $100 or more. Learn more at www.cibccaribbean.com. Terms and conditions apply.
'Tis the season to crunch and be merry with KFC's festive feast. Gather around the table, the laughter, and the people you love most with KFC flavor that makes every moment brighter. So whether you're here for original memes or spicy moments, gather around for the memories that truly matter. Share 8 juicy pieces of your favorite KFC chicken with 4 buttery biscuits and make it extra festive with your favorite sides. Make moments full of flavor, not dish duty. KFC, it's finger licking good.
This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM.
You're listening to Talking Heads with Naughty and Mary Jane. Only on Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM.
We're back at you on the Wednesday, December 3rd edition of Talking Heads. Your boy Naughty along with Mary Jane in your company right up until 6 p.m. And we're going to wrap up our conversation a little bit, and then we will talk some sports toward the end of the hour, toward the bottom of the hour. I see the text, I get to it, I promise. But before I get to the phone lines, before I get to the text, I like when I call a football game or a basketball game, and I call it out, days out, weeks out, and then it comes to fruition. Well, I've been saying for the longest on this show, the message of the COI is lost with their leadership. Thank you, Lincoln, for proving me right again today with your stunt chasing likes and shares and clout. Instead of doing it the old-fashioned way and earn it, you want to sensationalize it. People are tired of the BS. We had enough BS from the 2 major parties over the years, so don't come as a fledgling party with amateur BS and grandstanding and publicity stunts. We have a country to save. You know, I don't care if we get popular or unpopular in the process. We need to do it the right way, and we need to save our country. And for lack of a better word, spinning, you know, false narratives, fake narratives, that gets the country in a buzz. And on a negative plane, we don't need that. We need cool heads to prevail with positive thoughts and positive solutions. Let's get to the phone lines. Talking Heads.
Hi, guys. I'm just calling back because something has disturbed me a little bit. There's an ambiguity within the Act. Now, the Act is primarily designed for those that are facilitating the immigration, and trafficking should be included in it, in my humble opinion.
Yeah.
Now, Section 11 is done in a particular manner from what I can see, but I have to do more research in regard to it. Section 11 is not including the victims of this illegal migration are the ones that are actually on the boat, providing that they don't have fraudulent documents and the like. Now, it was designed that way, albeit can be made much better. So we have to distinguish. What the Act appears to be doing is to stop these individuals from smuggling people, be it by way of a conveyance, or, you know, being a conveyance, it's defined, boat, airplane, or aircraft, which includes helicopter and drones or whatever it is. But what we have to stay focused on is that these individuals require human rights when they get here. They're not here trying to commit the crime on the face of it. You got to give them the benefit of the doubt. But if they have fraudulent documents and a whole bunch of other things, that's a whole different thing.
Sure.
So it's on the face of an immunity from this particular act, but it doesn't. It's without prejudice to other laws that are existing. So there's a lot of work to be done on it, but there has to be clarity in the understanding of the entirety of the document itself. In regard to the application, and it's superseding other documents because it's specific as how it supersedes.
It does, yes, it does. Thank you so much.
You're quite welcome.
Thanks, Nico. Always good to hear from you. Talking Heads. Hi, Talking Heads.
Yes, how you doing, MJ?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm okay. You got your sidekick with you?
Oh, man.
Watch it before you get kicked in your side.
Go see Alan.
The guy asked for the name of the person who called the station this morning. He's the acting prime minister.
Oh boy, just stop.
Who's the acting prime minister in your opinion?
Latrey Raming. I mean, the only person who could speak for ministers is the prime minister. So we know who we got as the prime minister. So I think he's speaking in the acting capacity. And that seems to be his latest.
Or is it just bad acting?
What are your thoughts on the smuggling migrant bill, C. Allen? I know you have some thoughts.
Yes, half the truth is a full lie. This is to try to address the United Convention Against Transnational Organized Crime and its protocol against the smuggling of migrants by land, sea, and air. The problem is that this bill actually speaks the language of trafficking in people, which we already have a law for, and it never mentions anywhere in there trafficking, but it speaks the language of trafficking.
Yeah, it does.
So, but then what it does, since we already have an Immigration Act, Proceeds of Crime Act, and a Trafficking Person Act, this bill could only mean to supersede those acts.
Yeah, no, I mean, it says so specifically, yeah.
Right. So the question then, if we need basically immigration and migration reform, which has been demanded by the leader of the opposition from the beginning of this year to form a special committee or what we call those things, to look at everything, right? Inquiry.
Commission of Inquiry.
Right?
Commission of Inquiry.
Yes, to look at exactly what our problem is, because we have an immigration crisis. You know, whether they're smuggling, the biggest thing about trafficking, and there's an absolute definition for the word as a person being trafficked, as well as a person being smuggled. We already have all the laws to address smuggling. We make it say we need to address those that's been trafficked. But the problem is this bill merges the meaning of both into one, and then basically say the minister could decide who is who. That's not what we need. Trafficking is people who are moved against their will, whereas smuggling could be simply people who take the act of entering the country without consent.
Let's give them the definition from the United Nations. So, smuggling, the procurement in order to obtain a financial or other material benefit of the illegal entry of a person into a state party of which the person is not a national or permanent resident. As for trafficking, this is the UN definition: the recruitment, transportation, transfer, harboring, or receipt of persons by means of threat, use of force, coercion, abduction, fraud, deception, abuse of power, or vulnerability for the purpose of exploitation. If this were the Trafficking Migrants Bill 2025, I don't think the government gets this pushback.
No, but that's my point. So the question is, what is their motive? Like you say, my mom said half the truth is a full lie. And so what happens is we can't look at this in separation of the fact that biometrics is an identification purpose. Biometric, then you have the passport issues we're having. We have the voter registration rule. We have birth certificates that's been done, whatever. And so the problem is we have a country in crisis facing a sovereignty, maybe even a constitutional crisis. But you've had for 2 to 3 years a government that has actually taken the position that Bahamians are hallucinating, and it's all in our head. All the newest thing, the fact that the ambassador, wait a minute, yeah, he's an ambassador now because he used to be acting passport officer, said that they have hundreds of ineligible passports inside of the office that they're seeking to eliminate every single year. And if you go to Yum Media, he says, "Oh, this is a regular thing. This, fake passports and stuff is regular." Just in March, I think it's 25th or something, in February something in your newspaper, I can get those dates for you, as well as it appeared in the Guardian paper. This is Our News and everything everywhere else. And so what we have here is basically, or we could be on the verge of an identity problem. The number one problem this country faces is being unable to identify people within its border. 30,000 a work permit, 30 to 50,000 illegal immigrants. We can't even identify the people within that border. We can't know who is citizens, who is work. The problem is that we have a crisis needing to have a national ID system that goes beyond biometrics. See, because biometrics is a tier-type environment. There's what they call a baseline, and then there are these things like fingerprints and iris and whatever. That's a second tier type infrastructure that goes on. So what we have is these 5-year celebrities that have no idea of the infrastructural argument they should be arguing that moves to protect data, not just issue data, but to protect data and to trace and track access to those data. This is where, when again on October 15th, when the leader of opposition said that we need to move to a data privacy, data protection, and data sovereignty regime as we move further into this digitized global environment, so that even when we have to surrender data to the U.S. Embassy and other places, we still own it. But we don't have that conversation.
Thanks. Oh, man. Sorry, C. Allen. I think you got caught. Thank you.
Let's get this other call
so much.
Talking heads.
C. Allen is going to see the greatest manipulation of data in his lifetime shortly. It ain't about protecting data anymore. It's about how you manipulate data. So he could spend all his life trying to protect data. And other people are going to use the data that he's protecting and manipulate it and win. So C. Allen needs to realize that, like I said, in Ethiopia it's 2017. Here you doing 225.
Yeah.
Imagine you 25.
I think he gets that.
Hey, my brother, I appreciate your contributions, but I can be honest with you. I live in Nassau, Bahamas in 2025.
We got to deal with the here and now. All right, so yeah.
However we get here in the Matrix or the Vortex or the Metaverse, that's where I'm at right now.
I think a lot of Bahamians have identified things in this particular bill that could use some cleaning up, right? I don't think we have to throw out the baby with the bathwater, because there are some provisions in here that do help straighten our laws, particularly with respect to smugglers, and we need to do that because we need them to stop. But we also need to dismantle these networks. As I said before, Section 11 is very problematic to me because you're not incentivizing people to cooperate to help us dismantle these. Blanket immunity is problematic. I have been getting text messages from my political friends talking about, well, the Immigration Act is still in, but yes, but it will not apply. this actually is a defense lawyer's dream, because they'll just go and say, Your Honor, my client is immune because they were smuggled in. Therefore, and because this act supersedes the immigration criminal charges, you cannot charge them for illegal entry. I don't think that's something we should take off the table. I think it should be conditional. I think for children, it should be blanket immunity and it should be automatic. But this, we're not dealing, if you're dealing with trafficked persons, I agree. Blanket immunity, because those are very vulnerable people and we don't want to subject them to criminal proceedings. But for persons, adult persons with agency, let's not take away the agency of these people who go and they pay to be smuggled. What message are you sending if you say to them, the only thing we're going to do is deport you? You will never face criminal charges because you're smuggled in, and this act supersedes our immigration illegal entry laws. That's not the way to run a country. You have to leave it on the table. Why take a potential weapon to help you control your borders off the table with this act? How many persons are smuggled in? The vast majority. So I don't understand why this act why this bill reads the way it does for Section 11 in particular.
All right, let's get to the break. And on the flip side of the break, we'll get to the calls, and I'll get to the text. At some point, I promise I can get to these texts today. Yes. I promise.
Get through all of them.
All right, this is Talking Heads with Naughty and MJ, and it continues right after this.
Old folks that tell us things they used to do. Tell us how they used to groove and ding. Do the sounds of Rick and Script. They say our generation lost our roots and thing. There's a part of me that wants to sing. Song they grew up on and ting. They Rick and Script going and they try put it in our coffin.
The wait is over. The all-electric Geely Radara pickup is back at Easy Car Sales. Choose from 5 all-new 2026 models, complete with dual cab comfort, impressive cargo space, great towing ability, and tech features straight from the future. The perfect pickup for both work and play is 100% electric elegance, complete with factory warranty. Arrange a test drive before December 8th for a chance to win an Everything Christmas box. Visit easy242.com or call 461-0100 to get started.
John Shoes and Accessories is your one-stop shop for all your footwear needs. You will find what you're looking for among the growing collection of classic and trendy styles with new arrivals every week. John's covers the whole family and has great prices, helpful and friendly customer service. Your experience shopping with us will be time well spent. Shop with us online at www.johnshoes.com. John's also now carries small home appliances. So come on into John's, located on Rosetta Street in Palmdale and Carmichael Road West. John's, we put fashion at your feet.
Flame Grill tastes better. Head to Burger King Nassau. You'll see our legendary Whopper with cheese is made with 100% flame grilled beef for that juicy and smoky barbecue flavor you love. Topped with fresh ingredients and nestled in an even fluffier bun. And right now, enjoy BK's Whopper with cheese combo with fries and a drink for just $9, including that. The King gives more food and more flavor for an unbeatable price. Taste the flame grill difference at any of Burger King's 7 locations in Nassau.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
You're listening to Talking Heads with Naughty and Mary Jane. Only on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM.
Tell us things they used to do. Tell us how they used to groove and ding. Do the sounds of Rick and Script. They say our generation lost our roots and ting. There's a part of me that wants to sing. Song they grew up on and ting. They Rick and Script going and they try put it in our coffin. This thing give you that feeling, that feeling. Where Rick and Script going, then we're going down with all them songs then. I still just want to jump around and sing songs by ancient man and things. Some of the greatest stories ever told was on a Rick and Script beat. No, some was told by Gino D. I grew up on Kid, I grew up on Ronnie, I grew up on I, grew up on Elon Moxie. Really hope that you don't feel, hope you don't feel cause I play R&B and things. I don't need my Rick and Script. I hope that y'all don't think I let it go. Hope you don't think cause I make rock music and think that I don't let TVS play, that I won't play no Smokey Double O. My old mind will tell me how it used to be. How they would get jiggy and ting. To the sound of Rick Scrape, whoa. Feel like my generation ease up on this thing. Like we ain't grew up on this thing. A part of me still wanna sing. They Rick Scrape gone, then they try put it in a coffin. But this thing give you that feeling. Where Rick Scrape gone, then we're going down with all them songs, then I still just wanna jump around and sing songs by Ira Star and things. Some of the greatest stories ever told was on a Rick and Scrape beat. No, some was told by Gino D. I grew up on K. I grew up on Ron. I grew up on I. Grew up on Elon Moxie. Really hope that you don't feel. Hope you don't feel cause I play R&B and things. I don't need my Rick and Scrape. Wonder why you think I let this go. Hope you don't think cause I make rap music and things that I won't let D-Mac play. That I won't play no Smokey Double. Some of the greatest stories ever told was on a Rick and Scrape beat. No summer sung by Eddie. Phil Stubbs and Sweet Emily. I grew up on Ron. I grew up on I. Grew up on Elon Moxie. Really hope that you don't feel. Hope you don't feel cause I play R&B and things. I don't need my Rick and Scrape. I hope that you don't think I let it go. Hope you don't think cause I make rap music and things that I won't play Nita and Swing. That I won't play no Smokey though. I know it goes. If I can't hear cuckoo, so if I can't hear no more Rick and Scrape, what I could do.
We're back at you on the Wednesday, December 3rd. Third day of December already?
It's moving quickly.
December flying, but the 3rd was just the first.
You need to start lining up more Christmas music.
Boy, I tell you, already the 3rd. My God.
Yeah.
December flying. Next week, you look up, it could be the 15th, and it could be Christmas.
Right around the corner. I love it.
Hey, Madam Producer, you know when we be going for Christmas break?
She's not sure.
I ready to get into Christmas now, you know. I ain't been taking no vacation for the year from you. I ready to go on vacation for the next couple of weeks, man. Kick my feet up.
Everyone is. Let's get to the text messages. We have a lot of them.
Naughty and MJ traffic light is needed at the intersection of Old Trail and Gladstone Roads, as well as Gladstone and Carmichael Roads. Traffic lights are badly needed at St. Vincent and Faith Avenue South.
Okay, making a note so we
a
can
note
keep
of that.
saying it. Keep reminding them.
Good day, Naughty and MJ. Hospital is a great idea, but poor timing. There's no coherent health care as evidenced by the state of PMH and the clinics. If we are going into debt, then let's do it making better what we already have.
Yeah, we are going into debt. And when you hear them talking about these bonds that don't expire for 30 years from now, it's like, wow, that's like our kids and grandkids are going to be paying that off.
Good afternoon, Naughty and MJ. My favorite host, MJ, please ask VPL to keep the power on in Eleuthera.
Ooh.
And MJ, please also ask the PM to implement a fixed election date so the playing field can be leveled.
I like that. I always like the idea of fixed election dates, but we just can't get it. A lot of stuff we can't get.
Every people have the right to defend their sovereignty and the cultural integrity of their nation. If there are people in our borders who refuse to integrate and are actively changing the social, political, economic, and genetic landscape, we have a right to call for their expulsion, no matter where they're from, even if they're Bahamians.
And I think that happens all over, right? Like when you have citizens, they expect their country to be a particular way. I hate when people call Bahamians xenophobic because I find us to be some of the most welcoming people in the world. But we cannot confuse a genuine immigration problem, which is what this country has and which is what this government is not addressing or communicating about. Then you will get these kinds of responses. Like, for instance, yesterday, I saw a lot of people started calling it the asylum bill, and I know that probably peeved the powers that be because they're saying this is not an asylum bill. But, we have no information on asylum. If you don't say to us, okay, you know what, 30 people applied for asylum in the past for 4 years, and we granted asylum to 15 people, right? Because you think it's a rare thing, right? And we have no information to go on, then yes, people will believe that 500 people could come, be smuggled in and get asylum because you give them no information. You don't give us enough information. You don't give us enough statistics. You don't give us enough facts. So where you're silent, others will come in and fill that information void. And then you act surprised, but I don't know why you're surprised. We have a caller on the line. Talking Heads.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Hey, good afternoon.
Could they add to that bill that you cannot apply for citizenship in the country?
Yeah, I'm sure.
They need to add that to the bill.
Yeah.
And give those ones who are here now illegally time to leave. So when they come up there looking for citizenship, they lock them up.
Yeah, I
Hey,
know.
have a good day.
Have a good one. I know Bahamians want information about how many persons have been. I mean, that's a small ask. You could tell us how many persons have been naturalized in the past 5 years, past 10 years. It's basic information. And we keep talking about a freedom of information. They keep, well, it's not important to this administration, but they don't answer basic questions that could kind of tamp down on any so-called misinformation that's out there, but they don't seem to want to do that. We got another call on the line. Talking Heads.
Yes, good afternoon.
Hi.
Good afternoon, Noddy.
Afternoon.
How you doing, man?
I'm good. What's going on?
Yeah, before I say what I have to say, I got some top and scratch Christmas for you. I bring to you tomorrow.
What you got?
I got my own genre of music called top and scratch, old enough to come out as a whole genre of music, not because it ain't like nothing you hear around here, and it's junk and news.
And it's tap and scratch?
Tap and scratch.
Top and scratch.
All right, but get it to me, man.
But hold on. You're naughty. You know the rush of this bill. I understand that, they rushing this bill because of the mere fact that we have a U.S. ambassador come to the airport and they came here today, right?
Yeah, the new ambassador came in.
And you know why? Now, honestly, right? Who's supposed to greet the U.S. ambassador? Fred Mitchell, right?
Yes.
But Fred ain't no fan of football and sports.
I don't know the protocol, but I would think it would be our top diplomat. Yeah, I think it'd be our top diplomat.
He presented a Haitian ambassador a couple of days ago, okay? And Haiti don't have no government, okay?
So you mean to tell me...
way that they could send an ambassador here because they don't have a government. Haitian embassy open there on Shirley Street. We have defense force officer guarding it like this. It's legitimate. That embassy even is supposed to be open every day. Doing business, okay? But, like I say, the reason why they're passing this bill or trying to rush this through is because they have so much illegal Haitians in this country that, the U.S. ambassador on the ground, it appear to be legitimate because they have this bill here, but they're only in waiting. This whole thing is corrupt to its core. And Fred Mitchell and Brave Davis, they know what they're doing. They're protecting the Haitian people, not the Bahamian people. Haitians do not love Bahamians. In fact, I spoke with a Haitian girl in Super Value last week. And she told me, I said, Mario, I have some at least I want to hear a song, right? She told me, Mario, all Bahamian music is noise. I said, why you say that? She said, because I am a Bahamian, I'm Haitian. I'm Haitian every bone of my body, but I have a Bahamian passport and I have no loyalty to this country. And a next Haitian girl standing on the side of her who works in Super Value, I'm Haitian, they tapping hands and things. And that's all I could see what happened over the counter and laughing, it's a joke. We have been doing this sympathy thing with these Haitian people. Haitians have Haiti, and Haiti, they cannot do what they do in the Bahamas, and it's...
I get your points, caller. I get your points. I think you dropped there, but good points. And yeah, a lot of people have that same sentiment, but at the same time...
Well, where the government is silent,
people are going to have
their anecdotes,
their opinions
will become empirical. So I think the communications team over there at OPM needs to do a much better job. I think that the legislators themselves need to do a much better job. And I think they need to read some of these bills because it's a great question. How did this pass so many eyes and nobody said, hey, well, wait, y'all think it's a good idea to give smuggled migrants blanket immunity? Or should we have conditional immunity because we're going to need them to assist us with dismantling these networks? And if we give them blanket immunity, they don't have an incentive to actually assist us. I mean, nobody thought this part could be a bit problem. I mean, we're talking about adults, the children, immunity. Right. You're talking about adults and you're acting as if they have absolutely no agency whatsoever, which is it's crazy because you can create a revolving door effect if you go that route.
Let's get back to some of these texts. The PRP government and party is treasonous with this bill. Bahamians wake up, and I know COI or FNM. There's a PRP saying nothing. All right.
Or independence.
No, I'm just joking.
I don't know. We don't know.
Good afternoon, Naughty and Empty. Does anybody believe a bill with this much ambiguity and loopholes past the eagle eyes of Fred Mitchell, Wayne Monroe, Brave Davis, and Ryan Pinder? I got this far, so it had to wait.
I don't know. I hope they make some amendments because Bahamians have pointed out some really good, possible areas that they need to fix, adjust.
Naughty, please ask the chronic callers to please read the bill and seek and understand the same. Z-Line gave a lesson that all should have heard.
I did hear Zhivago today. That was good. He went through it line by line.
Good afternoon. Great show as usual. How would the government know who is being smuggled versus the ones who paid? Or who paid to come here illegally? Everyone will say that they were trafficked so that they can stay in the country awaiting a court case.
Or that they were smuggled, and therein lies, a problem when you have blanket immunity.
Naughty, is it the same Herschel Walker who is wanted? Yeah. It's the same Herschel Walker. And you know what? Sometimes, I really take your text with a grain of salt, I have to say that, you have an affection for Caitlin Clark. And from there, I have to take everything you say with a grain of salt. But I'll make sure that when Mr. Walker comes on the show, I'll make sure he shouts you out and I get your autograph. Because it sounded to me like you're really a closet Herschel Walker fan. Let's go to the phone lines. Talking Heads.
Hi, good afternoon, Naughty.
Yes?
Good afternoon to you and MJ.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, first-time caller.
All right.
Thanks for calling.
Don't make it your last.
I won't make it the last, Naughty. I won't. I just want to clarify quickly the previous call in terms of protocols. The foreign minister does not meet an ambassador upon arrival in the country.
Okay.
The persons there met usually by the chief of protocol and an official from the foreign ministry.
Awesome.
They will meet the foreign minister when he presents his copy de usage, and then he will go to the Governor General to present his credentials to be officially the ambassador to the Bahamas from the United States. Okay, that's how that procedure works.
Thank you so much. That is
You're
very
welcome.
informative. I love that.
Now,
Please don't be a
let me ask
stranger.
you. Obviously, you sound like you're familiar with the protocol. Are you from said office?
Thank you.
Let's keep going with that.
Yeah.
I got a question about mold remediation for you if you need to help me with that.
Thank you so much. Now we know.
You got me fired.
No, man. Thanks for the call.
Now we
Good
know
stuff.
the protocol, so we'll expect to see them meet later. Go ahead.
Before I leave, MJ, we do have a problem in the country. Everywhere I go, I've been to Wendy's last night on Mackey Street. I go to a Chinese store on Robinson Road, and there's nobody speaking English in those places.
Yeah.
We are in some serious problems
Now,
here. I don't know what's happening, but
when you hear
I feel like I'm in Florida every time in my country now.
Yes,
I went to Super Value on Wolf Road, and that's Wolf Road by the Annex Baptist Church. I'm like, hardly anybody there speaks English.
All right. Now you're the official protocol officer for Talking Heads now. So whenever we have protocol questions, we call out for the Talking Head protocol officer. That's you. So we expect you to chime back in.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks, man.
Yeah. And like I said, Bahamians, we have experiences, and we talked about this months ago that more places that we have gone recently, a lot of, maybe some of the employees did not speak. And so you notice that. And so the government just saying, okay, there's nothing to see here is very weird because people are talking about their lived experiences. There is an increase in migrants in the country, but you're not giving us numbers. You're not giving us explanations. That is problematic.
Hey, Naughty and MJ, this government is teaching us a lesson like a person you least expect. This government has not done anything in favor of the Bahamians yet, so why should we believe that this bill is in the best interest of Bahamians?
Well, some people are happy with some of the things that the government has done.
Hey, Naughty and MJ, what do you think would happen if a boatload of Bahamians was sent and dropped off illegally to Haiti? Me personally, I think you would see said Bahamians impersonate Jesus and we'd see the second man walk across water because nobody wants to be stuck in Haiti right now. Not even the Haitians. It's a gang culture. It's overrun with violence. You got disease. You got failing infrastructure. And you have certain parts with the elites that function well, but that's in the minority. Where they would drop off a Bahamian, I wouldn't want them to drop off. You can see the Haitian nationals are trying to exodus that country for a better way of living. So why should we enforce Bahamians to go there? And furthermore, why should we open up our borders so that they come here and are we in the same predicament that they are there? And we're now second-class citizens in our own country. We got to look at it on multiple levels here,
I just think if the government had responsible immigration laws, if they enforce them properly, and if you keep your citizens updated, such a thing as how many persons have you naturalized? Why is that so difficult for them to say to us, okay, we've naturalized X amount of people. This isn't like private information. This is public. This should be public information, but they act as if you're asking for too much. If you say how many persons have been given asylum, this basic data that Bahamians should have access to easily, but they say none of that. And they wonder why, everybody's looking at them as the slack border, all buck up goes immigration administration.
Like that one, all buck up goes in ministry. Hi, Naughty and MJ. I think what the caller Jeff meant to say was that we should ignore. Oh, hold on. Now listen, Texas, before I get into this, and I'm going to touch on this, and I'm going to say this, and Jeff is listening, and Jeff knows me and him good enough friends way back. He can call BS on me, and I can call BS on him. And he knows I call him full BS on that statement pertaining to Lincoln, okay? What Jeff was trying to say was we should acknowledge that Lincoln didn't bring the issue because there were other media platforms, including this show, that brought the issue. And what Lincoln likes to do a lot of times is let the issue be brought up and then piggyback that issue with no solution or no follow-through at the end.
But it's okay. People get their information from different sources.
And that's fine.
Maybe some person.
But we've also got a lot of misinformation from Mr. Bain, including the asylum bill today.
Some people get it from different sources, which is fine. And I get that. You know, there's a lot of talks around this particular bill, but I just feel if you're the leader of a party, you got to be responsible.
Right.
You got to speak facts. You can't add to things that aren't there, because he said a lot of things that weren't accurate. Some things he got right, but you know, as a leader, you should be responsible.
I didn't hear anyone discussing the bill until Lincoln did. Again, text of fallacy, wrong, false, not true. He talked about it the other day. We talked about it the other day. Several people talked about it the other day.
We're not going to debate that. People are in their bubbles.
While I may not agree with some of Mr. Bain's tactics, I will admit that he has brought a number of yes, and again, I would say, and I'll double down on it, for click, hype, likes, and follows. Sensationalism. Let's look at BitBoy, when the Bitcoin was the hot topic. That turned out to be smoke and mirrors and a farce. The other day, I have contact with Trump's people. Prove it. It's all smoke and mirrors and basically garbage to get attention. But you ask him what his plans are in the future, or you say, Mr. Bain, what about the Carmichael development project that $20 million was pumped into? His answer is, when we become the government, somebody going to jail. That's garbage. I need a solution. I need to hear what your policy is going to be about truth and transparency moving forward, changing bills, making adjustments and closing loopholes to benefit Bahamians. I need solutions. I don't need grandstand, pie in the sky, illusions of grandeur and delusions of ganja, whatever the case may be. Let's go to the phone lines. Talking Heads.
Hi, Talking Heads.
Hey.
Hey.
It's good to hear you guys. I've been listening for a while. I've been out of commission really in the hospital and all.
Oh.
This Gardner?
Yeah, this Gardner.
You feeling better?
How are you?
Yeah, this me. No, this Gardner brother though, not that.
Oh, okay.
All right. But I hope you're feeling better though, man.
Yes.
I really wish you
okay.
speedy recovery.
It's the big brother. Yeah. That's the one, that radical one that's there.
Oh, that's the younger brother.
Yeah, he's the real radical.
That's our boy though. He's called regular, man.
Yes.
So let us know what's going on with you.
Yeah, I know you all and all the Steve Newport them, you know.
Yep. So how you feeling now? Are you coming on?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
All right, that's good to hear.
I like to draw attention and throw into this mix where the government seem to paying us, the Bahamian citizens, no voice, and actually, actually giving us disrespect by doing it. It is because they are the gatekeepers for the global world dictatorship. All of the Caribbean needed, all of them. So they want to get rid of national identities, national borders, because that's a part of the model of the reset that they have to destroy nations. And our government and all the Caribbean, what we call led by African black leaders mostly, right? Post-colonial. We go up on colonialism, but they have to eliminate that whole model. So they're not giving us a chance to develop our national.
Right. We need to develop our national resources, our national culture, everything Bahamian. We need to not lose that. Now, I got to get to some other calls, but listen, man, call us again tomorrow and feel better.
Yes,
and keeping your thoughts and prayers, all right?
Okay, thank you.
Good contribution. But all them gardeners sounded like, eh?
They do, because we thought that was the other gardener.
But now I know this big brother. We can pull a file on younger brother, too, because, he's doing rather.
Yeah. We got a lot of text messages, too.
So let's
I don't
get
want
back to
our
this.
texters to get upset.
Good day, Naughty and MJ. Well said, C. Allen, about the new bill on Bahamian society. This government is sabotaging our system for selfish greed and selling out the country. Salah from Grand Bahamas. Naughty and MJ, I still believe this new bill is crafted to cater to the PRP's new voting base. When you break it down, the benefits seem titled toward non-Bahamians rather than Bahamian people. That's the real issue, a government prioritizing political advantage over national interest. MJ and Naughty, wouldn't you agree that our government is seeking to do a super job by increasing our little population? We need more citizens as this country is grossly underpopulated. What don't Bahamians understand about this? Eugene Nuri educated us years ago that this must and will be done.
Yeah.
From our leaders' political ideology from Pinden's time. But hold on, was that Eugene Nuri was ambassador to Haiti?
No.
Back in the day? Wasn't a Nuri an ambassador to Haiti, if I'm not mistaken?
I can't recall.
I got to call CA. That got to be his family, because only a handful of them. So, yeah, Nuri, I need to break down whenever you're ready, eh? I believe your family. I need to find something about your family. Here we go. This is a long one. My goodness. All right. Boy. Hi, Naughty and MJ. This bill is an ambiguous way intentionally because many of our people are not tuned into and they do not read. Here we go again, getting swung by the PRP. We are being trampled in our country by the politicians, and the religious pastors are compromised and watching the country go to hell in a handbasket. And then the next text, it's a continuation. Why do Bahamians always have to apologize for being Bahamian? I do not see anyone in the world who apologizes for their nationality or loyalty to country.
Yeah, never apologize for being Bahamian. Why would anybody do that? I love this country, and I'm sure a lot of Bahamians do too. Never apologize for being a Bahamian. I think God gave us the most beautiful country on earth. It's ours, and yes, we do have a job to protect our borders. We're welcoming people. We're humane people. So some of the discourse I heard today, I think I heard Mr. Bain say, I don't want to help them for even one day. I think that is not the spirit of Bahamians. You have vulnerable people in terms of traffic persons. You have children. Then, on a very temporary basis, and we will do what we have to do to facilitate that they return to their countries in as good of health as we can. But as far as our borders go, we need strong borders. And this part about, not giving immunity to smuggled persons as if everybody's just innocent hands. Adults are just innocent hands coming in. To me, that makes no sense. You're incentivizing them to keep coming back and back and back. That is absolutely horrible. I think adults should have accountability. I think if they break our laws, they're repeat offenders, then they should be charged, criminally. And if this bill goes through as written, then you're going to tie the hands of immigration to be able to address smuggled persons, entering illegally. Sure, the Immigration Act stays in place. So all you other people that come in illegally on your planes and other things a different way, yeah, they'll get you. This way becomes protected because the most that they could do is just deport you back. You'll never worry about facing criminal charges.
Over
and to me, that's crazy.
Again.
That is crazy.
I mean, when you look at it, that's kind of a loophole like the wet foot dry foot. Like if I'm Cuban and I jump, hey, mira, la migra, one foot wet, one foot dry, don't touch me.
You see how they feel about, and you see the result.
So this is kind of,
you see the result of that policy, right? I mean, sometimes you could have good intentions and you could have unintended consequences, but the Bahamian people are speaking out. They're saying to you now, I pointed out one section I have a problem with. I've heard people all day point out different sections they have a problem with. I would implore our government, our MPs, because they're the ones that are going to have to vote on this, to listen to some of the concerns of the Bahamians, make the amendments, and do not push this bill through as is, because I'm telling you, it'll be problematic.
Good day, Naughty and MJ. The immigrants love their country. So immigrants love their country that some immigrants. Oh, wow. Listen, text us. Y'all got to work with these predictive texts. Y'all don't even check. Oh. Some immigrants love their country that some of them are running from, but they do not want us to live and love our country.
Yeah, you may feel that way, but I listen, I'm a Bahamian. I love this country. Nobody could ever get me to not love this country or stand up for this country when things go if I see things happening that I don't think is in the best interest. I could speak for me, and many Bahamians can speak for themselves and their loved ones as well.
All right, let me get this one in before we get to the break. Naughty, and MJ, the excuse that the immune system of women and children are more vulnerable is ridiculous. So what about elderly men? And elderly men not even more vulnerable than obese women who eat. Listen, Dexter.
Wait, no, let me answer. I did not say women and children. I said children. I said I believe, and this is my thoughts, that children, yes, smuggled children who don't have agency should be given the immunity that's proposed. I think adults, and that includes women, should not be given blanket immunity. I think they should be given conditional immunity if they help us dismantle these networks, if they don't destroy their documents, and if they're not repeat offenders. That is my position.
And if you're referring to the hospital, I will take the word of Dr. Fox over you any day of the week.
The hospital?
Yeah, and if you're talking about
women, if you're talking about the hospital, I was of your kind of view, like, it should be for everyone, hospital for everyone. But when I had a conversation with Dr. Fox, and he educated me on the differences of the immune systems of pregnant women and children, I changed my view. You may not change your view, but I changed my view.
You wanna specialty hospital for males alone? Do me a favor. Caitlin Clark just signed a deal with Nike. Go ask Caitlin to build you one.
Maybe you could have that, a clinic, a hospital. Go for it.
But I had a mental wing in there too, so they could check your mental issues as well at the same time.
We got to take a quick break. You're listening to Talking Heads on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM.
But this thing give you that feeling. Where it can straight going, then we're going down with all them songs. Then I still just want to jump around and sing songs.
Craving something bold, fresh, and unforgettable? Tropical Gyros is your flavor-packed escape, a Carib-Greek fusion born right here in Nassau. From juicy grilled salmon, chicken, and pork gyros to loaded bowls, fresh salads, wings, and more, there's something for every craving. Find Tropical Gyros at any of their locations, JFK Plaza, Rosetta Street, Port Lucaya Freeport, or their franchise spots on Prince Charles Drive, Soldier Road West, Delaport, and Carmichael Road. Tropical Gyros, not just good food, it's an experience.
Are you searching for something new? Something exciting? Your dream job in paradise? Well, look no further. Royal Beach Club Paradise Island is hiring. Join a dynamic group of passionate hospitality professionals, craft unforgettable moments, and thrive in a vibrant, welcoming atmosphere. Play your part in shaping the future of our team while growing your own career every day. Bring your energy, your passion, and your creativity to a workplace that's as dynamic and fun as you are. At Royal Beach Club Paradise Island, the opportunities don't just exist. They're limitless. So are you ready to find your perfect fit? Visit Royal Beach Club at paradiseisland.com/career today and step into a world of exciting possibilities.
How often should you change your oil in your car? Every 3,000 miles or 3 months? Definitely by the time the light come on. A car needs oil just like we all need water. Let Muffler World change your oil and oil filters to help you keep your ride on the road. Regular oil changes will save your car's engine. Stop by Muffler World on Mackey Street or Robinson Road to have your car's oil changed in no time flat. Muffler World on Mackey Street is open on Saturdays 8 to noon.
This holiday season, give yourself the gift of a fresh start with a personal loan at Fidelity. You could win refreshing prizes like a luxurious spa day, John Boat gift certificates, a cruise for two, and more. Make that move to a fresh start today. Call 356-7764. Promotion ends December 19th.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
The holidays are all about traditions, the lights, the laughter, and the food you can't wait to dig into. KFC Deluxe sandwiches are the favorites that never miss a season. Bite into an extra large, juicy chicken filet with fresh lettuce, tomato, melty cheese, pickles, and creamy mayo, nestled on a buttery brioche bun. Make mealtime extra festive with the Festive Big Box for $15, featuring a KFC Deluxe sandwich and our new coconut dessert biscuit. Classic flavor, festive feel with KFC's Deluxe sandwiches. KFC, it's finger licking good.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
You're listening to Talking Heads with Naughty and Mary Jane. Only on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM.
All right, down the home stretch we come on the Wednesday, December 3rd edition of Talking Heads. Your boy Naughty and MJ in your company right up until 6 p.m. And Texas, like I promised, I can get all in today for you all. Here we go. Naughty and MJ, good afternoon. Understand the laws our government passes are all based on international protocol. The New World Order is real. Mass invasion of country is an act of war. A government failing to protect its citizens is an act of treason. Naughty, you hit the nail on the head in regards to what happens if we drop the boatload of Bahamians illegally into Haiti. Thank you. I ain't trying to stick around. They'll all become Olympic swimmers. MJ, good afternoon. Man, I done call you a smart, super critical thinker. I love your views on issues of the day. But come on now, what you mean why the government don't be transparent? Don't say or be transparent. Because they're doing what they're doing for votes. Type all in capitals.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Yes, Naughty, it was Eugene Nuri. Thank you for I know my mind hadn't gone on me completely. Yes, Nuri, former ambassador to Haiti and then Cuba. He was rejected by the USA for posting there. I wonder if it was about immigration issues. Good evening, Naughty and MJ. Yes, that's the same. Nuri was also the ambassador to Haiti. Yes, Nuri was ambassador to Haiti and married to a Haitian woman. Are you sure of that? Hello, Naughty and MJ. I hope the FNM vote against this bill. I hope the Bahamian people get registered and ready to vote this government out. I don't feel like this government has the Bahamian people's best interests at heart, so we need government that will work on behalf of the people.
So we expected them to debate it today, and
that
it's been...
is all of the text.
And we're understanding that perhaps next week they're going to move forward with debating this. Let's see. Let's all watch and see what everyone has to say and if they make any amendments. Now, let's see.
All right. So we got a little announcement for you. Friday. Tomorrow, Pearlie's in.
Perlissimo, yeah.
Perlissimo's in doing his thing. And then on Friday, as we told you, special guest Rick Fox will be in studio with us. So we would chop it up with Rick Fox, find out exactly what's going on with him. And obviously, announcement is coming, but you got to wait for it.
I know. Yeah, I know we're going to have a lot of texts and callers, so.
I think right now.
Because they didn't get a chance the last time to ask a lot of questions.
So they're going to have questions for Rick.
We'll definitely try to get that in.
Obviously, Rick has no problem answering your questions. And I think right now some recruiting going on, to tell you the truth.
I don't know what's going on.
I think some heavy recruiting going on.
Plenty of things happening in this country. Anyway. Yeah. All right, so we're getting ready to get out of here.
Good stuff, everybody.
Hope you guys have a great afternoon, evening.
Yep, everybody who called in, texted in, chimed in, good stuff. And last two before I go.
Mark
and MJ, Naughty, I'm trolling a little bit today, but people need to know where these views came from. Oh, okay. Well, you don't have to troll, we don't do trolls around here, so just type in and text in and be a talking head. Yes, Naughty, his wife was Haitian. She just died a couple of months ago. Condolences to the family, and may she rest in peace. And the last one, Lincoln Bain people are like Fox TV watchers. Nothing happens until it appears on Fox. Even if MSNBC or ABC carried their story weeks ago, their channel never changes. So until it comes on Lincoln broadcast, it ain't happening.
Anyway, you guys
thank you for that laugh text. I needed that going on today.
Evening.
For MJ, this is Naughty. We'll see you on Friday right here for Weekend Review on Talking Heads with our special guest, Rick Fox. Perlissimo's in tomorrow holding it down. He's going to have a great conversation. All right, so keep it right where you got it. All right, for Talking Heads tomorrow. And the news is coming up right now, so don't touch it. And we'll see you right here on Talking Heads next time, next episode.
Through the sound of Rick and Script. They say our generation lost our roots and things. There's a part of me that wants to sing song they grew up on and things. They Rick and Script going and they try put it in our coffin. This thing give you that feeling, Where Rick and Script going and we're going down with all them songs. I still just want to jump around and sing songs by ancient mind and things.